Hello everyone, happy Saturday. It is, what is this, the 16th? Yeah, so trying to just get the energy all clear from the cards first, and my question is, what did the little cockroach and the big cockroach actually talk about? What did Poopy and Poopy Pants actually discuss in their very short meeting, where, of course, Putin was the actual looking like the leader. And shout out to Crystal for calling Donald the cockroach. Because, yeah, I think that's going to be my new name for him, and I appreciate that. So I'm using the maybe Lenormand, which is a combo of the Lenormand and Gypsy. There are 52 cards. I'm using this deck because it gives me the most, well, I think it's either this or the tarot, but this will give me some for sure's rather than, well, I might use the tarot too, but I'm sticking with this one for now. What did they really talk about? I think that meeting was, well, you know what? I have to let go of my head. Yeah. I have to go to the place of not knowing and ask for just the truth. What did they actually speak about? What was the intention? What was the real intention? I mean, I already asked about that, but the real intention and then what they actually discussed. Okay. Yeah, so with the rose, we're in the realm of attraction, invitations, gifts. Okay. Commitment, crime ring, yeah, party. Right. So what they really talked about is the fact that they were celebrating their coming together. And it was to attract money. I think Putin wanted sanctions lifted. Look at that. The goal, the gift and the goal and the, wow. Okay. I forgot to designate who would be the man card. And you know what? Well, I do have my Putin card. If the Putin card doesn't come through, then, yeah, so, okay, so, but if the Putin card doesn't come through, this would be him, and I think Trump would be the female. Good enough, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, oh, hello to all the kitties. And so sorry, you guys that keep saying, where are your cats? I don't have cats. I'm allergic. I'm not terribly allergic, but I know, I mean, like I can hang out with them for a little while. But I know if they lived here, I would be needing to be on drugs all the time, and I'm not going to do that to myself. So, sorry. But I love all little critters. Well, most of them, not cockroaches. Oh, God. Okay, so here's Putin. Yeah, he had the authority over Dumpy. We're going to call this receiving end Dumpy here. Catch my drift? I wonder if his knees are sore today. God. Yeah, and then there was an agreement I think it might have to do with feeding the coffers, pumping the coffers of the crime ring, and the commitment and the goal there, the long-standing, the way that all the Russian oligarchs and Trump, because he's been, codename whatever Krasnov, since the 80s, he's been the, what do they call him, the useful idiot. And with the tree there, this is his established agreement that just kind of sucks money out of the economy. You think of the big taproot in a big, any kind of tree that has survived and stands tall and strong. There's all these branches, all these, like the brain of an operation, and then you've got the taproot, and it's like, what does it suck from? Well, it sucks from all the comings and goings in a lot of different countries with the storks. It's one of those situations where there's action, there's moving, going back and forth, there's relocation of people. And this is with a very predatory nature, especially upon women. Yes, I can read in a couple different layers, but also Putin's predatory nature on Trump, and that, just big suck out of the global economy. And so what did they talk about? Well, they talked about what they're both attracted to. And what they're attracted to is what I just said here. Just pulling their money out for themselves. And we've got, the crime ring up here that Trump is involved with. And here's the predatory nature. The four corners, starting over here, shows their darkness. The darkness and what they have hidden, the obfuscation and subterfuge that was hidden in their conversation was all about the structure of how they were looking for like a higher perspective, and the structure over like who's the authority here. Well, obviously it's the little guy, the little cockroach, and how they wanted to control the comings and goings, and maybe it's how Putin wants to be able to control, in the Lenormand, because it was 17th century inception of the deck or creation. They didn't have airplanes, so here's the airplane. So here's the control over Putin being able to... The reason they met in Alaska, of course, is because of the airspace. Putin is wanted by the international criminal courts, and he couldn't fly safely over European... unless he went in a different plane and he was hidden. He can't really get around very easily. And there are sanctions, boundaries here. So there's another, mirroring these two cards together gives us the meaning of, he's a hidden enemy that's not trustworthy, but also that they were trying to block his ability to move around freely in airspace. But Trump is the useful idiot that says, here, whatever, I'll take you, and you can come, we'll meet in Alaska. This is not going to go down well for him at all over the world. No wonder he's been amping up protection in Washington, D.C. So, okay. Back to the four corners, framing it in. I've already spoken about that. There's the hiding the conversation that they really wanted to have, and they minimized entanglements by deceiving the public. But they really partied. They really just had a little party, a short little party. And then there was the structure of improvements for Putin, being the predator on Trump that he is, because Putin owes him. Trump owes him. Like, remember, hold on, I still have this here. I have this from a long time ago, from TASS, from the Russian news agency. The election campaign is over. To achieve success in the election, Donald Trump relied on certain forces to which he has corresponding obligations. As a responsible person, he will be obliged to fulfill them. And this was said by Russian presidential aide Nikolai Patrushev, quoted by TASS. So, yeah. Okay. So it's more of that. All right. And here's Putin filling his coffers with tied to Trump. Trump is tied to him. Trump is looking this way, looking forward to helping Putin suck more out of any economy he wants. That's why everything's drilled, baby, drill, and we need more oil. And yeah, maybe there was a commitment, because the little what do you call anchor card here is Saturn and Neptune card. So we're talking Neptune being the ocean and oil and gas, Saturn being the physical, bringing it up. Right here. It's all right here. And then right here, this angle here. So here's the commitment coming from Trump. It's going to be seen. Things will be leaked. I've said that already. I got that already. But what they really talked about was stealing more oil and stealing and grifting more with money laundering, right? We've got money laundering here, and how to keep the whole thing going. It was all about their crime ring, the commitment to the crime ring. They made a deal, even though Trump said, the little cockroach down here said, the little receiver down here on his knees said, oh, this needs to be a man card. I don't have, hold on, maybe. Do I? Yeah. Oh no, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to put this on a black man. This will work. There's Trump. How about that? That makes me feel better. The man got preyed upon because he knows he owes, right? And yeah, down on his knees. I'll allow you to. I'll suck whatever you want. I'll allow you to suck whatever you want from. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. And yeah, it's a done deal, and we'll both be successful. And then he thinks he's free from entanglements because he gave something up to the hidden enemy, but he's not really hidden. It's just, he thought that he was good. Trump, the little cockroach, thought that he was good at hiding this whole thing because, he thinks that he's the genius, right? He said J for genius. and yeah, Donald John Genius, J genius, no way. He's not, but that's how demented he is. So because there's not real authority and brain function there, and he loves, they love their relationship because it just sucks from the economy. I think the whole money laundering, I think if I've read correctly, it takes about $8 trillion a year out of the economy. I could be wrong. Maybe it's 8 billion. You guys would have to look that up for me. There's a really good website called ICIJ.com. Or it might be .org. I think it's .org. It's the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists. And they're the ones that have published the Panama Papers first, I think. And then Pandora Papers and the Paradise Papers. And there's a lot more. And they have done immense work on the whole money laundering worldwide, the transnational money laundering crime syndicate. So that's what all this was about. That's what they talked about. And Putin wants oil, like I said, oil from Alaska. And Trump was definitely willing to give him that. But let's see if he actually can. We'll have to check on that over time, keep an eye out, because, well, we'll see how long this lasts, how long both of them even last. But there's still the oligarchs, the Russian, the Kremlin to deal with. So, okay. So they came together with their mutual attraction towards an agreement that brings them both money, fills their coffers, and that's their goal. It will be revealed. Yeah, it's like this done deal. The tree is also like the life force between a partnership. I mean, this is a very karmic card. This is a card that has to do with analyzing the roots to something. It's a person's ancestry. It's their past lives. It's their karma. So to look, at this card, we're looking at what is the deeply rooted issue between Trump and Putin. These cards are knighting together. Somebody wanted to know, I'm so sorry I'm not remembering everyone's names, but wanted to know what knighting is. It is, you've got a card here, and then it's 2 over and 1 up. So these cards, so the rose knights to the theft of the situation with the mice. The mice eats away at something in little bits, skims off the top, but leaves poop behind. And then here it is up to pooping, and then down here to being. Now I love cats, but this card, one of the key words for this card is selfishly, just doing what you want for yourself. And then it leads back over here to Trump, which is why I always start with the first card out is the center card, because it's so important if you're going to do, either a 9 or a 15 box. So another way to knight is 1 over and 2 up. So this card knights to their goal and Trump, right? The Predator card just knights up to Putin, and the Hearth, which is about, what makes you warm and comfortable. Yeah, and they really love each other that way. Trump wasn't being the big guy that's going to demand a ceasefire. None of that was true. It's a big betrayal. These two cards are mirroring together as a betrayal of the heart of, our country and our institution up here. The little tower card in the Lenormand is our rules and our regulations and corporations and the big societal, structures. And Putin is looking at that, and he's got all that on Trump because he helped him steal the election. And he's had, Trump has been his, useful idiot since the 80s. Never let him have a Trump Tower in Moscow, though, right? So, okay. I can't see if I can get anything. Oh, yeah, no, I'm not seeing anything else. Their talk, their conversation, anything about their conversation put out on the news is nothing but lies, but the truth will come out about their commitment together. Yeah, I've covered all this. The answer is, here's my answer card, is the fact that Putin preyed on Trump and he won. He's the one that came out on top. The little guy came out on top, and the big guy's got knee problems. Okay, I'm done. Take good care. Bye.